Hi, this is Mark from LongIslandWatch.com, and I just needed a great excuse to show you my Formex shirt. And isn't it just one of the coolest shirts you've ever seen? Glows in the dark, and it really glows in the dark strong. Anyway, today I'm here to, well, I hate to say doom and gloom, but right now things aren't looking so good. I'm filming this on Monday, August 4th. There is a new tariff of 39% on Swiss goods. And it got me thinking, wherever this settles out, I doubt it'll stick at 39. It'll probably be somewhere lower, above 10, less than 39, hopefully. But it really will spell, in my opinion, the end of affordable Swiss watches. And to that end, I'm going to show you two watches that you can get now that are Swiss made. Still very affordable, well under $1,000. And I actually was able to import them literally the day before the new tariffs went into effect. We're on wrist check today. Well, I'm sporting two Swiss watches for the occasion. One of them is my Omega Speedmaster. I did a video on this one. You can actually pick these up used for a couple of grand. I simply love this watch. The blue dial is beautiful. And on my other wrist, one of my favorite Swiss divers, my Squale Matic with that beautiful blue dial and the awesome bezel. Doesn't get enough wrist time for me, so figure for the video, let's break this one out. Anyway, let's see these two Swiss offerings that still won't break the bank. So let's get down to it. I have here two Squale Swiss-made divers. These are the 1545 divers. If you go to their website and look for them, you probably will not find them because they're trying not to be known as an homage brand, but they still have a couple references that clearly are homage-y, and it's definitely a great entry-level point into the brand because once you leave these, your next step up, like a 1521, is going to run you, I don't know, somewhere around $1,000 or so. Well, for now, I'm sure things will change. So both of these, or either of these, go for $695, which, I just got these right before the new tariffs hit. After the new tariffs hit, I mean, you do the math, 39%. If they stick, these watches all of a sudden go up to, near $1,000. If you want to see my videos on tariffs, I invite you to watch them. If you think my math is wrong, well, it's not. Anyway, so I have two awesome watches to show you. I'll show you this one first. This is the 1545 original. Both watches are pretty much the same, save for a little bit of bezel detail, dial detail, and hand detail. So it is a 40 millimeter case. It's 13.5 thick to a dome sapphire. It's around 12 and change, or 12.1 or so to the bezel, but the crystal does stick up decently, double dome sapphire. It is 48 millimeters on the lug tip to lug tip. It is a solid screw down case back. It is a 20 millimeter lug. It is solid end links. Solid links, and it is sized with screws, and it is also female, articulating, whatever you want to call them, end links. The clasp it's decent. It's a flip lock. What is that? Dust on my glove. It is a flip lock, deploy and fold over. Get rid of that. 4 positions of micro, however, you really can't use the last position. It kind of bothers me because the diver's extension then won't tuck away. So you get 3 positions on this 4 position, but it does have a diver's extension, lock, 200 meters of water resistance, screw down crown, $695 for now, 175 grams on the beautiful solid link bracelet. So it's running on a Sellita SW200-1, standard grade movement, not an elaborate in these. You want to get an elaborate, you go up to the 1521 and higher levels. Those have elaborate movements. Screw down crown, unscrew it. You can see a little witness gasket there, so you know the crown is out, which is cool. Pull out 2 clicks, you can change the time. Whoops. 1 click and you can change the date at the 3 o'clock. I pardon the reflections. Dome crystals will do that. There is a bug also flying around. You may have just seen him scatter that way. So let's come up on the dial. It has a, I don't want to say fauxtina, but that's what it is, right? It's not as dark as old radium lume, but it is that tinge, darkness lume. Beautiful sword hands and markers. The markers are not applied, they are painted. A ceramic bezel, milled, and a nice Lume dot at the 12. So on the top half of the dial, we have the Squale name and the bumper and logo. Bumper and the founder of Squale. Squale, I use the terms interchangeably, as you can tell. 20 ATM, that's the name of the series. Also the water resistance. And then we have the Squale fish or shark. And that double branding, Squale, originally known as a case maker. Then when they became a watchmaker, they kept the history going with the case maker and watchmaker also on the dial. Why 1545? Swiss made, and there it is. Crest is also shown on the crown. This is one of them, and like I said, it's the same watch. Just, you can see the differences here, right? So it's still a ceramic bezel, 120 click. The pip is white now to match the hands. Not sword hands, you did more traditional hands for sure. And we have applied markers on the dial as opposed to just painted. Everything else about it, though, is the same. Looks nice, right? Good looking watch. 120 click unidirectional ratcheting bezel, and we'll do the Lume, and then we'll finish it up with a couple of wrist shots. So both watches will use C3 Superluminova, the original with those sword hands in the left, and the more traditional Y1545 is on the right. No problem reading the time here. Because they are the same case, I'm only going to try on one. Here's that 1545 original, above the bone 6 3/4, below the bone 6 1/2. Obviously, for the look it's going after, you know it's going to fit me very well. It'll fit most people, I think, quite well. 7 1/2 inches probably up to. And then the bracelet, I would say, goes up to probably 7 3/4, close to 8. So definitely a sharp looking watch. And I think that's going to, that'll do it for us today. So there's one more thing I want to mention, and I think this was maybe a little more interesting, a little more tariffy related than anything else. However, the U.S. is doing away with the de minimis exemption. Originally, that was just on stuff coming from China and Hong Kong. That's now being eliminated for every country that you import from as a consumer. In case you didn't know, the de minimis exemption was what, $600, $800, whatever. And if you imported something under that number, you were exempt from paying any duty on it. However, we are like the only country that does that, that has such a high de minimis, like really high. Well, they're doing away with that. So if you say, well, you know what, Mark, you always pay tariffs because when you import Squale, you import 50,000 Swiss francs worth or whatever. And yeah, of course, then I got to do formal entry and I got to pay tariffs. I'm just going to order a watch direct from them and I won't have to pay tariffs. Well, not when the de minimis exemption goes away. You will pay a tariff on a watch that you import from Europe for $150. Doesn't matter. So from that perspective, actually, watch sellers in the USA should probably be happy because it's going to protect us a little bit more. Because now, whether you purchase directly as a consumer, a one-off, or you purchase in bulk like I do, we are paying the same rates. Mark from LongOnWatch.com. The end of affordable Swiss watches? Man, I sure hope not, but I don't see how these can't go to near $1,000 if this 39% thing stays. Please like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so. Questions, comments, you can put it down below. If it's useless political drivel like I usually get on videos like this, I probably just won't comment. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.